Well, it's that time of the year again, New York City's biannual Restaurant Week. And this time round, over 300 of New York City's finest restaurants are participating. And this means a lot of bang for your buck. I'm talking about three-course lunches and dinners. The event is hosted by NYC and Company, and we're going to talk to them at their new Times Square location.
So Restaurant Week was created in 1992 for the Democratic National Convention. It was a culinary event with about 95 participants, and it was really designed to welcome all of the delegates and attendees of the convention. It was so successful that it's been going on now for 20 years. So when we started this in 1992, it was about 95 participants, and it was lunch only, and now it's more than 300 participants, and we're serving lunch and dinner. You know what? The last few years we've expanded it to be January and February and July and August. For the 20th anniversary celebration, it's 20 days of dining. So yes, we call it week because that's the way it was originally branded, but yes, indeed, it's expanded to be much longer. And that's really indicative of the success that the city has seen from it and the restaurant's response. We don't have specific figures, but we have an overwhelming positive response from our restaurant partners, and that's indicative with all of the growth that we've seen in terms of participants and the fact that the program continues to run. And all indications that we get, the numbers are strong. It is bringing in new diners into the city. It's also engaging locals who may otherwise not look at our dining scene completely. And so it's really targeting the local market and visitors during a need period where we have a time to fill a gap. And so it's been overwhelmingly successful.
This time round, only 2 restaurants from Brooklyn participated in Restaurant Week. So we visited Benchmark Restaurant in Park Slope and saw how this new American-style food turned up the heat and represented Brooklyn.
I'm Marisa Christian here with IB Times TV. We are at Benchmark Restaurant in Brooklyn, and guess what? It is Restaurant Week. So we're going to go in, talk to the chef, and see what they're offering for New York City's very special event. What so far has been the response to Restaurant Week here?
People have loved us for Restaurant Week. We've been written up a few different places. We've been called kind of the pick to be for Restaurant Week. We're one of 2 Brooklyn restaurants participating, so that definitely, I think, gives us a little bit of an edge. Try to put a better product out there just to try to entice people to get away from Manhattan and come check out Brooklyn and see what Brooklyn has to offer as well.
Benchmark is known for their wide selection of fresh meat handpicked daily, but I just had to try their popular seared sea scallop appetizer. All right, Ryan, we have some incredible stuff here. What is it?
On my left is a seared sea scallop dish with kabocha squash kind of 2 ways. One is pureed, one is roasted with a little bit of herbs, garlic, salt, pepper. That's tossed with a baby arugula with a little balsamic vinaigrette. And then dehydrated prosciutto on top, give it a little crunchiness. And the one to the right is a red wine braised short rib with a parsley pea stew, which is kind of a French pesto. A little bit of parsley, garlic, a little bit of cheese, walnuts, and extra virgin olive oil. That's served over a celery root puree and a little bit of natural braising jus as well.
Now, when I see dishes like this, it just reminds me of the deal you get with Restaurant Week, because that looks incredible. That is not, to me, that would be an entree in and of itself. So really, the deal's incredible.
Yeah, the deal isn't for $35. It's a great deal. Once you see the entrees come out, you'll see it's even more of a deal than you think so far. But yeah, for $35, you really can't beat it at any place in Brooklyn or in New York. From my opinion, I think we're doing something very good for Restaurant Week for $35.
For the entree, Chef Ryan decided to cook up their most popular Restaurant Week dish. Now, I can't even tell you how much this dish makes me happy that I am a carnivore. What is the beauty that we have in front of us?
In front of you, you have a filet mignon that's grass-finished, grass-fed, completely pasture-raised, char-broiled, served atop cream Swiss chard, a little bit of goat cheese, potato puree, and around is a sauce au poivre, which is kind of like a peppercorn sauce, finished with a little brandy, veal stock, cracked pepper, and a touch of cream.
Wow, just that sauce alone is exciting. What did you say, potato and what?
Goat cheese and potato puree.
Goat cheese. One of the coolest things about Restaurant Week for me is that desserts are included into the prix-fixe menu. So what is this?
Here you have one of our favorites. Kind of been bringing this along with me for a while. It's a cookie dough egg roll.
That's right, he said cookie dough egg roll.
It's cookie dough, fresh cookie dough, wrapped inside of an egg roll wrapper, fried, served with a little bit of miso caramel, a coffee gelato, which we make in-house. We make all our ice creams in-house, and some crushed walnuts.
That was just a fraction of what Benchmark has to offer during Restaurant Week. You can also try their roasted beet and goat cheese salad, Long Island wild striped bass, and caramelized banana parfait topped with peanut butter mousse. Just remember, seating is limited. Anything else you want to say to people who might come check out Benchmark?
Definitely make a reservation right now. We are full throughout the night. But yeah, come enjoy Benchmark, eat out, dine out. It's good for everybody, helps promote the city, it helps promote us, helps promote everybody. So it's good for the economy.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Next up, we have Lyon from Greenwich Village, a traditional French restaurant with a little bit of American flair. Bon appetit!
I'm Jessica Minton for IB Times TV. We're at Lyon, a restaurant in Manhattan's Greenwich Village. It's Restaurant Week in New York City, and we're here at this French restaurant talking to the owner, Francois Latapie, about this New York culinary tradition. The restaurant is modeled after the Bouchon restaurants of Lyon, France. After a visit to one of these restaurants, Francois Latapie, Lyon's owner, felt he could bring a piece of it to New York City.
And instead of doing a one more bistro or one more brasserie or something generic and French, I decided to dig the subject a little bit. So I went back to Lyon 3 times, took 5,000 pictures, bought 20 books, interviewed 5 chefs, came back here and did Lyon.
How is the menu a little bit different for Restaurant Week than normally?
We actually don't do anything special for Restaurant Week. We pick 2 or 3 appetizers, main course and desserts from our menu, like they say we should. I don't believe in doing something actually special. I want them to see exactly what we do on the menu, give them a shot at saying, we could be here and spending more or coming at a different time and everything, but here we are, and here we taste we see who they are, we taste what they do, and I don't think it's very honest to do something special for Restaurant Week that you don't offer, under other circumstances because maybe you want to be cheaper, or I don't believe in this. So I offer what I have from my menu, and I think it's been rewarded by a very good turnout.
The chef at Lyon, Serge Bukowski, was raised in Paris but trained in New York City. He says that dichotomy helps him meld the French cuisine with the New York taste. Chef Serge cooked for us chicken coq au vin, a traditional French dish. He said that while Lyon is known for their high-end cuisine, the restaurant also incorporates dishes usually found in the bistro of Lyon.
My background in cooking actually was established basically on 2 things. My rearing in France, in Paris mostly, where I've learned to enjoy classic French cooking, and I was always, at a very young age interested in food. Although I didn't take that path early on in France, I really started to cook as a professional in New York City because life takes some funny turns sometimes, and I just basically met people who were in the industry, and I fell into it and grew into it. It's been now like a couple of decades. And so I'm not the most representative French chef that you could find, but I have that background in me, and I basically do with it. And as well, I basically integrate the aspect of the New York culinary gastronomy or interest for food, which has very many different components because of how New York is built and who lives here. So it makes it very interesting. Yeah. That's a coq au vin that we serve here for Restaurant Week. Definitely a very popular dish that puts us on the map during that period of time, for sure. And we are trying to basically bring out like a flair of tradition, French tradition, and at the same time like basically a taste that really is more adapted to the New York clientele. Basically, we are trying to bring a little French tradition with like basically adjusted to the New York basically taste, and that takes many different turns sometimes, but it's a work in progress, always.
What are you looking to do in the future with your restaurant?
I'm looking to get my restaurant busier and busier and busier, and I'm looking to open another restaurant very soon, and that's probably what every restaurateur would say, if they were in their restaurant, ask the same question. We want to progress. We believe in growth. We believe this restaurant industry still has a lot of room in New York, and that's what makes New York very special.
Kema, located in the Flatiron District, is technically a Mexican restaurant, but you may be pleasantly surprised with the hints and flavors of French cuisine.
I'm Marisa Christian with IB Times TV, and I'm incredibly excited about this last stop on our Restaurant Week tour. I'm in front of Kema in Manhattan, where the chef has worked hard to combine her classic French training with her down-home Mexican cooking. You said you opened your first place just 1 month, either before or out of school. When did you have that aha moment where you wanted to combine everything you learned in school and open your first Mexican restaurant?
Well, it was a great experience, to try to combine both things at the same time. And it was hard because, I didn't have any experience, but I just sort jumping. And when you jump in and you have desire, everything happens.
So a lot of people would raise their eyebrow at the idea of high-end Mexican cuisine. Explain to me how the flavors sort of really do lend themselves to this sort of restaurant.
Well, the thing about Kema is, it's like real Mexican cuisine. Are some of the dishes that I grew up with my family, but refined, with the French technique, and of course with my creativity and with the New York touch, because you have to adapt all of those dishes and ingredients to the rhythm and to the lifestyle of New Yorkers.
Tell me where you got the idea for duck sausage and duck foie gras tacos.
Well, it was very interesting. I did a consulting job for this place in Brooklyn called Spitzer House, that it's a sausage place. So it was all sausages on pretzel buns. So I said, why I cannot make a sausage into a taco?
I'm going to make you have this with me. Is that okay?
Okay, great. Restaurant Week for me means a lot, because I get new people, I get new customers. And I try to use the best ingredients, sophisticated, not simple. I wanna, impress people. Oh, for $35, I can get a 3-course meal, but that it's gonna have an impact on me, and I will want it to come back again.
January and February are typically some of the quieter months for New York City's tourism, but now with Restaurant Week, people are getting out of the house and going to the city for some fantastic deals that won't break the bank. Now, if you want any information on Restaurant Week, go to nycgo.com. I'm Sally Turner for IB Times TV.